This show is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. You are your greatest asset. It's time you started investing in that. Visit betterhelp.com/double toasted and take care of you. Now, you think you know what you, right now, you got in your mind, well, I just talked to them, or I wish they would say something. You know, you think you know. But let's, this was a hard one right here. I have to admit, this was a little, it's going to test you. Let's go ahead. And the reason why this is so hard is because this is a little Karen right here in the making. We just got back from Chicago, but we got more shows coming up. So you can catch us in Miami. And then the next day in Orlando, that's going to be January 20th and January 21st. And then you can see us in Dallas, Texas, February 18th. Go to x1entertainment.com to get your tickets. But if you go below, you can get tickets for these remaining shows over here. Sometimes we do this. This is for everybody in the room here, and this is for all you toasters out there. So I have some what would you do foolishness right here.
Love it.
Yes, I have a question to say. I'm going to put you guys on the spot for a little while. How would you handle this particular situation? This foolish situation that's going to be brought up right here. Now, let me just set the scene up for you right here. You have a grown child.
Yes.
All your children are great. Even the oldest one, man.
Mm-hmm. I like them very much.
Yes, they're all right. They're all right. But we all know that kids, they get to a certain age and they think, as some people say, they know every damn thing. Mm-hmm. You know, they're taller. They stop playing with toys and silly things. Oh, they got adult hair in places that they didn't have before. Oh, shit. Oh, man. You know, they
new hormones going on.
Yeah. You know, they think they're grown now. You know, they think they're up there with grown folks. And they're going to mouth off a little bit, you know, because they think they know every damn thing. Mm-hmm. They're going to test the boundaries. And every parent, let me ask you something. Your oldest test the boundaries?
Not really.
Okay.
I don't think so. Not that I.
Well, that's
not
because
to me anyway.
Well, that's because you're a big scary mother. You know, but for a lot of people out there, these kids, they like to test those boundaries, see how far they can take it, because, you know, they grown now. But deep in the back of that mind, you know, it might be buried back in there, might be deep, but it's there, deep in the back of their mind. When they get to those boundaries, they know, stop, I better not cross it. You know what? Maybe I should just pause here and think about my next move. They know this. You've seen this if it ain't your kids' eyes, you've seen this with other kids out there.
Definitely seen it.
But what happens when they do cross that line? I ain't talking about just stepping over it. I'm talking about they drove full speed through that shit with a truck full of disrespect. Like a terrorist with a bomb in his back. As the responsible adult and our parent, what would you do? Now, you think you know what you, right now, you got in your mind, well, I just talked to them, or I wish they would say something. You know, you think you know. But let's, this was a hard one right here. I have to admit, this was a little, it's going to test you. Let's go ahead. And the reason why this is so hard is because this is a little Karen right here in the making.
Oh! Deal with me. You ain't about to fuck me up, bitch. You want to talk to her because she's black?
Little Karen must be stopped at this point.
By any and all means necessary.
If she's a little Karen, there is a reason to it, right? Like she has parents that she grew up with.
People, let me tell you something about this situation right here. Because I'm asking y'all, what would y'all do? Let me just say, right now, if this happened and I got a call about my child doing this, ooh, those neighborhood kids, they would love me. Because all of them would have her shit and they'd be taking it home. Computers, video games, cell phones, clothes, all that shit would be on the front lawn with a sign that says, "Take me, free." That little bitch she'd be lucky to have a bed to sleep in when she gets home. And and I tell you what, before she even got to her room, y'all know I love Training Day. If it's been my kid, she would have got a full-on Denzel speech.
23-hour lockdown. You'll never see the light of day. Who the fuck you think you fucking with?
I'm telling you, you'll never see the light of day. Who the fuck do you think you are? I am sorry, y'all. Somebody stop little Karen, man, before you stop this chick. Before she turns into a 50-foot Karen, man, and starts attacking the city and shit. Let me say this real quick. I want to say what I'm going to do, and I would love to pass it on to you, Oz, but let me tell you what I think about this situation. Because, Oz, you're the parent here. Let me say what I'm going to say. You please tell me, and Oz, me and you can jump on this too, but tell me if I'm being just a little bit too harsh right here, man. Because I'll tell you right now, because what people going to do, people going to start saying, oh, but obviously she has behavioral problems, ADD and all that. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear those excuses, man. She has learning problems. Well, maybe she does, but maybe she does. I would be willing to bet that she does, but that's not an excuse. Because when you start making those excuses like that, you start making excuses for everything. And there are way too many levels of fucked up here to just excuses as behavioral problems. For one, what people are, I notice something, you've seen this, you complain about this all the time, and I know you're thinking this right now. For one, there are people who are saying, like here's an example of using that excuse. Well, you guys are trying to make it racial. It wasn't racial. She obviously has behavioral problems. She has learning problems. Well, she might have learning problems, but she didn't have no problem learning racism. She picked it up from somewhere. From
her parents.
Yes.
So don't think like her parents are gonna be strict like you or anything like that.
No, I know.
She becomes like that.
I know. I like this is the thing with this, man. For anybody who's saying, well, this was not a racial thing, this was just behavioral problems, learning problems. Let me tell y'all, so did y'all notice the first thing that she went to when she called her mama, she didn't say, Mama, she's blaming me for something I didn't do. Mama, she gave me some problems with my homework. Mama, she's not running the class, she's a bad teacher. No, they had nothing to do with her job. Mama, she black. That's the first thing she went to.
That's the
first thing she went to. Oh, she black. And she said, not only did she say she black, but Mama, she pissing me off. You better get this black bitch over here. And I'm like, what the does that have to do with anything?
She knows her mom is going to share the same opinion that she does. That's why.
You know what? When she says she's black, just go ahead and use it. That's just code for the N-word. You know that's what you want to say. You ain't saying it because camera's on you. What she pretty much says is, I don't like her because she's black. Translation, how dare this black bitch tell me what to do? Mm-hmm. I don't want to hear that shit. And by the way, if I may, if this had been a brown or a black kid and all these people out there, I ain't saying everybody, but I'm sure there's quite a few people out there. If this had been a brown or a black kid, this wouldn't have been they have behavior or learning problems. It would just be they're a problem and they got to go. Police would have been there cuffing these kids up, probably got them on the floor. Juvie would have been next for assault, for hitting the teacher.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to hear that shit, man. Get out of here with this. Stop making excuses. I ain't making excuses, so y'all stop making excuses. I don't want to hear that shit. Might be behavior. That's the other. Might be behavioral problems. But I tell you what, and Oz, I'm sure you agree with me on this, she still, I don't care, man. I don't care what kind of learning problems you have. If she's that severe, then she needs to be somewhere else. But if she's in that classroom along with these other kids, that little crazy bitch, she still knows right from wrong. But she hasn't learned respect. Either she gets away with disrespecting her parents at home, which is what you were saying, or her parents don't discipline her when she's disrespecting other people. You know, let me tell you this right here. It all does come down to, how do you groom your kids for respect? How do you teach them to respect themselves, other people? Let me tell you a little story right here. When I was growing up, my parents never grounded me. And I ain't saying that's because they shouldn't. They should have grounded my ass, but they should have put me in a hole in the fucking ground. I ain't saying that they never should have grounded me, but they never said, you can't go out for the next 5 days, or we're gonna take your video game away. You know what they did was they sat down and they guilted the out of me. They embarrassed me in front of my friends.
That's not cool.
My parents?
No, embarrassing your kid in front of his friends.
No, if I was showing out, if I was doing something in front of my friends, acting like disrespecting
if you're
them,
doing it in front of
if
them,
I was getting out of line, they didn't punish me anything. They sat me down and let me know clearly, you better not disrespect us. You better not disrespect your friends by acting a fool. They sat down and they didn't poke fun at me or anything, but they made sure to tell me, you better respect. And they made me feel guilty about it, man, as I should. They didn't give me the support and the interest that I need. If I wasn't giving them respect, they weren't giving me respect. They made it clear. What they did was they sat me down and made me understand the value of respecting people. They didn't have to punish me. They nailed that right at that moment. They said, if you to get respect, you earn respect. You know what? We ain't taking anything away from you. You can go hang out with some people, but you ain't getting another thing from us. You ain't, we're not buying anything for you. You get no perks. You get no toys. You get no games. If you want it, you respectfully earn it. And my parents told me that, man, and they made me feel. They also beat the shit out of me sometimes, but you can't do that today. They whoop my ass sometimes, but yeah, that's what I think, man. If you teach your kids teach them to respect themselves, and you won't have situations like this, man, because this girl obviously is getting away with a lot of disrespect on people.
What is there to say, man? It all goes back to the parenting, right? Because when you discipline, I believe when you're disciplining children, it's all about, like you said, getting them to understand what they did wrong and how it could mess them up in the future. Taking away stuff means nothing, because at some point they'll just get it back and keep doing it over and over again. The real thing is getting them to understand why this thing that you're doing is wrong and how it could affect them. Now, it seems as though this broad head doesn't know anything. Doesn't know anything. All she knows is that what she wants, she has to get it. And don't let a black person have it. Oh, it's over. You know what I mean? That comes from a different place. And it seems, I don't know what type of class, I don't know if it's a special ed class or not. It didn't look like it for what it was. So all of a sudden she got behavioral problems now. It showed up now. I'm not buying that bullshit either.
No.
That poor teacher, I felt real bad for her. I mean, I wish she would have just left the class and I wish she would just walk the hell out, and not come back and deal with this bullshit, because she doesn't have to deal with that shit at all. You ain't gonna read about me, because I got no time for that bullshit at all.
Yeah.
And as far as that girl, I'm glad she left the class before I got into anything stupid. But, if I was a teacher, I definitely would not have her back in my class ever in life.
Right.
Hopefully she escalated this to make sure that this bitch does not come back into the class. Yes, bitch, I don't care how old she is. She's a bitch, and double bitch.
Bigoted bitch. Yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah, because that's what her parents made her. If she's so comfortable to call her mom and say, yo, this black, what? All right, I know what's going on at home now. So now your mother's a bitch and your father's a bitch too, because that's what she's teaching you to be a bitch.
Yeah, man.
Today's word is bitch.
Yes, right.
If you notice, I had no problems calling her a little bitch.
Yeah,
because that's
at all.
And you need to stop her before she's a big bitch.
I don't know how they could. Maybe you could salvage this somehow. It don't look like you can because of where it's coming from and who's teaching this bitch. But that's what's gonna be out in this world, man. And this is what we gotta try to protect our children from. This shit right here. What should her parents do? They gonna do what they seem like they always gonna do.
Yeah.
Make sure that she's okay.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I think they're going to do because, you know, it doesn't look like there's any consequences for her actions because she's so comfortable throwing phones and doing whatever the hell she wants. You know, when it comes, I guess, when it comes to a certain amount of people, I don't know what she does outside that shit. But from what you're showing me, she's very comfortable making sure that whatever shit she wants to get done gets done in front of certain people. Okay? And there is no cure for that bullshit.
Yep. What is going on here is that this girl is young and can't nobody touch her. And, you know, and I don't know, she might be some queen bee bitch flying around the school and everybody, she might be leading up a bunch of mean girls. I don't know what's going on with her, but apparently she ain't afraid to lash out, and apparently she got no big consequences coming to her. That's the problem. These kids out here, they get away with it because they know, first of all, hey, you're an adult. You can't touch me. You're going to go to jail. You lay a hand on me. And the parents, if this chick right here is going off like she is, then the parents ain't going to do nothing at this point because they let it go on this long. What really is going to happen is she going to catch the wrong one and somebody going to beat her ass. And that is the only way she's going to get the book of Revelations, man. Until somebody, she going to catch one of these girls at school wrong. And if she ever gets to 18 without doing that, that's when somebody's going to be like, she going to catch someone. They could be 18 to 108. They ain't gonna give a fuck because it's legal to beat the shit out of you. And that is what's gonna happen. That's the only lesson she's gonna have. That's gonna mean something. Or one of these days, the internet gonna get her ass. And then and right now, she ain't got no job to lose, you know? She probably got a circle of friends that are cool with her being like this. We don't give a fuck about the internet. We are who we are. Let that bitch get out in the real world. And then that shit's gonna come back too. You know, that's what it comes down to. You got anything you want to add to this?
I mean, it's obvious that her parents don't care. That's how she became like this. So, you know, what can you do? Like, you know, if the parents don't educate their own kid, you know. But like I said, like, that teacher doesn't have to deal with this. She even hit her, you know. So, like, she doesn't even have to stay there.
Out of there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And that's what I want to know. Let me ask you guys. Like, what do you, as a teacher, you know, what do you do? I mean, is that what you do? You just leave the room?
I mean, if she's hitting me, what am I gonna do? You know, just wait there and then she can go crazy as she pleases. You know, like she's throwing shit around. You know, like I don't think it's safe for her to stay in there.
Yeah.
You know, for the teacher, it's not safe.
Yeah. Oz, what you think, man? As a teacher, you know what? These teachers, like, man, this is another thing. These teachers, we just got through a corona. These teachers were probably losing money, or they had to do the shift to online teaching, and now they have to make this shift to bringing people back to class. And now they got people trying to ban books and people going and talking about the whole COVID mask thing. These teachers are dealing with a lot. The last thing they need is for some little brat in here going off like this, and parents not having control of their kids. What in your opinion, where are teachers on this?
Well, like I said, man, you know, teachers really have to, you know, they're in a real wacky place, right? Because before, at least when I was growing up, you were taught to respect your teachers, Mr. So-and-so, Miss So-and-so, whatever. But as time went on, it became a thing of where, you know, well, you respect person who respects you regardless of who it is. So now it's a case where, you know, you're treating, you know, adults as you would treat anybody else. Whereas, you know, if you're showing me respect, I'm gonna show you respect. If you're not, fuck you, even though they're at some sort of authority. You know what I mean? So, and you know, laws have shifted, you know, and it's all to protect the child. So anything left or right the teacher does is going to be under scrutiny. So now, you know, these teachers have to be very careful of what they say, how they do things, because the internet is real. Everybody's taping, and everything could be misconstrued, whatever they do. So they really have to protect themselves, you know, and make sure if predicaments happen like this, they got to get the fuck out of there. Hands down. Because, you know, it gets to a point where you got to defend yourself. If you get to that point where you have to defend yourself, you're going to lose every time.
Yeah.
Because what about they're only a child? Meanwhile, this child is throwing shit and doing shit. Well, you're the adult. You should know better. Don't even get out of there as fast as you can. Yeah. Because you're not going to win. It would have been a case. It would have been a day where you would have been able to say your piece, and then, you know, the parent would have came. Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna take care of this kid, and child would have left, and the next day the child would have been a perfect student the next day.
Yep.
Not in this day and age.
I know we got some teachers in here, boy. I don't know what y'all dealing with today, but crazy respect goes out to y'all. I know Newsy Ducky is a teacher, and I watch this as an adult in the chat. Teachers out there.
Oh, yeah, and there used to be a time where you could actually go to the parents, and they would help you with the child. Not no more.
No.
You know, they're just as bad as the kids. Talking about what you doing to my child. My child ain't doing. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Instead of sitting back and hearing what's going on, they want to quickly jump and say, oh, no, it's you. So
I tell you, man.
Yeah, lose.
And y'all not gonna like this. Teachers, you got my respect. Y'all are dealing with a lot today. Y'all might as well be running the burning buildings like firemen or something right now.
Right.
Y'all are crazy. It's crazy what y'all got to deal with. These parents out here are crazy now. These parents are insane. Parents are showing up and getting in teachers' faces and knocking them over.
Yeah.
And so they're enemy number one at all these council meetings and whatnot. I mean, god damn, boy, when did teaching get so dangerous? You know what I mean? I remember y'all used to be scared of like the students in some places. Now the parents are going crazy. But you know what? And I'm gonna tell you this, and this is where I have a very unpopular, people, they're not gonna like this. It's a very unpopular opinion. I'm not saying that I have total disregard for ADD, short attention span, learning disabilities and whatnot, Asperger's and all that. But I will tell you this. I think sometimes we use that as too easy of an excuse to let people off the hook. Always is like, well, I got ADD. No, you don't. No, you need to sit your ASS down and STF. It's like
you got that BULL. That's what you got.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody want to hear that shit, man. I'm tired of people using that as an excuse. I'm sure that is something, but I knew people that grew up for years that just needed some discipline. Ain't no pills. They didn't need no therapy, anything. Some people do. I get it. And I don't want to hear that shit as an excuse. Some people need to be sat down and told to shut the fuck up. Stop acting a fool. But that's just me. I don't have any kids. I don't teach. I just raise dogs. So who knows, man? I don't know.
And even dogs are spoiled. So.
And these dogs are spoiled, but they ain't attacking teachers.
Because they don't have any.
All I know is the more you get into it, the more I think about if I ever had kids, homeschooling. Maybe that'd be the best thing right there. I don't know.
Nah, you just gotta get on it early, man.
Yeah,
get on it early.
Shit, can we lower the age for an ass whooping? Just a couple of years, 16. Kids are bigger today.
They can take a hit.
Yeah, they can take a hit. They're like what, 8 feet tall now? Hey man, come on. They want to fight? Let's fight. But what? Hey everyone, support our Patreon, which helps us to continue bringing you our live streams, videos, and podcasts while bringing you new content such as exclusive live streams and animated shorts.